I'm Lara.
And I'm Sue.
And we're going to introduce our first workplace wellness challenge. And so we're challenging you to go out and find city trees. And Sue's going to tell us about why trees are important.
So you'll notice that there's so many trees around Halifax, and as much as we just enjoy them, which is actually one of their benefits, is they can promote good mental health, being around green spaces. They also help filter some of the air pollution that we would experience in cities. They provide shade. They also reduce some of the stress on our stormwater system here in Halifax. And all in all, that actually saves the city some money as well.
So do you want to tell us about some of the trees we might find if we go out and look for trees in our cities?
Yeah, I think you'll probably be surprised that as you walk along your street, if you start to pay attention to the trees around you, you'll see that there are actually quite a few number of different species of trees. One of the more common ones that you might find is this Norway maple. So it has that typical maple leaf shape that we see on our Canada flag. In between the different points, you'll see there's a nice curved shape, and that's one of the indicators of a Norway maple. They look a lot like our native sugar maples. Yeah.
Okay. What else might we find?
Here we have a typical oak-shaped leaf, so you can check out and see if you can find any oak leaves. Another one that's quite common are the elm trees. So elm trees have the leaves have these oval shapes. They're serrated around the edges, and you'll notice at the bottom that they're not symmetrical.
There's another tree that also doesn't have a symmetrical bottom. What's that?
So here we have a basswood tree. So it is also like the elm, but instead of being kind of that oval shape, it's a little more rounded. But you'll notice again that it's asymmetric on the bottom.
I like to think of them as heart-shaped.
Yeah.
So there might be, so all of those were nice examples of single leaves. Are there any leaves that aren't single?
Yeah, so we call this a compound leaf when it has one stem but multiple little leaflets that come off the stem. And this one here is a chestnut tree.
So, and you might find that there are still trees around your neighborhood that are in flower. Some of the basswoods are still in flower. But the other thing that might happen is that you might get a leaf that's infected with insect pests. So here you can see that it's a basswood again because it has that heart shape. They're not symmetrical. And then all these little red bumps are an insect gall that have convinced the tree to make it a home.
So we challenge you to get out there and see if you can identify at least 3 different trees on your street. Or if you really want a good challenge, maybe try and do all of the trees along one side of your street city block.
So, and how are people going to tell us that they have gone out and done this?
Alright, so we're encouraging you to explore the iNaturalist app. This will do a couple of things for you. One, it actually helps you identify the trees by using your camera to focus in on the leaf shape, but it also helps keep a record of what you found, and we can all share our observations together, and they'll all be collected in one area called a project.
So because they're looking at city trees that are planted, is there anything that they should do that's on the app that indicates that?
Yeah, so the app can be used to record any wildlife you see anywhere, but we like to make a distinction between things that are actually wild and things that have been planted. So city street trees have all been planted, so we call them cultivated. So we want to make sure we tick the cultivated box.
So Sue, here we are beside this tree. What would we do once we found our tree?
Well, you want to make sure that you can see close enough, so you're going to look for a branch that's low enough to make your observation. And here we have a nice single leaf in an oval shape. It's got the serrated edges, and if we look at the bottom, we can see that it's uneven. So my guess would be this is one of our elm trees. We can also use our app to help us decide. So I'm going to make an observation in iNaturalist by holding this in front of the leaves. And then I ask it, what did I see? And it's searching for different trees. It's really quick actually. It's already come up with American elm. So we can confirm that we got it correct. And then we can post it up to the project.
Let's go find another tree.
Sure, should we head down this way?
Yeah.
All right, here we are at another one. What do you think this one is, Laura?
Well, this is those again, those really nice heart-shaped leaves, and they have these really dangly bits down here. And these are the flowers. So these are the fruits that this would have flowered a little while ago, and now it's forming fruits. And so basswoods are really interesting because they have these long extensions that the flowers come off of. Can you take a close-up of this?
I can actually see some of those insect, what did you call them, Lara?
Galls. They're little
Galls.
insect homes.
Good.
Let's find one more tree. So I'm not actually sure what this one is.
Yeah, me neither. Should we try and use the app?
Yeah.
So I've opened up my iNaturalist. I'm going to make an observation. Hold it up here. Ask it, what did you see? So it's coming up with a couple of different suggestions. It's definitely in the beech tree family. And then it'll be up to you to kind of dig around a little deeper to see which kind. It's giving me an option of an American beech, which would be our native beech, or a European beech. And I know it's not one of our native beeches, so my guess would be it must be a European beech.
The other thing is that you don't have to know it to species on iNaturalist. You can just put it in as beech, and then somebody who's much more knowledgeable will come along and help you out getting it down to the species level if possible. So we hope that you get out there, share your trees with us, and if you send us really amazing photographs, we are going to feature them on our Workplace Wellness blog.
Get out there, get some fresh air, get some exercise, and have some fun.
Thanks!